is Jacklyn Buhrmann. I'm a research staff member in the Strategy, Forces, and Resources Division at IDA. One of the primary challenges that the Department of Defense faces in setting compensation for service members is finding the level of compensation that enables them to retain the talented personnel that they need without spending more than they have to. And this is complicated because service members have a really wide variety of skills, and competitive compensation for a cyber specialist isn't the same as for a combat medic or a nuclear electronics technician. And on top of that, military retention is a household decision. So spouses' earnings potential and household expenses like healthcare costs and childcare costs are important in retention decisions too. We recently completed a study in support of the 14th Quadrennial Review of Military Compensation, where we looked at the civilian earnings benchmark that the Department of Defense uses to measure how well their military compensation is keeping up with civilian earnings. And military compensation has been well above this civilian earnings benchmark for the last couple of decades. And in our study, we found that if the DoD were to set military compensation to the level of the current benchmark, retention would fall significantly and the services would not be able to retain the personnel that they need. So we recommended that the DoD increase their benchmark for military compensation and also adjust it for occupation to better reflect the retention decisions that service members and their families are making. One of the big things that's changed since the DoD set their benchmark for military compensation is how many dual income households there are in the military. Over 2/3 of military spouses are in the labor force. But factors like permanent change of station moves and challenges with access to childcare significantly reduce military spouses' earnings potential. DoD has for years been exploring policies to help military spouses' careers, and our study showed that there's a lot of potential here. If the department is able to effectively mitigate the impact of these military unique challenges on spouses' earnings, they could not only improve household finances, but also increase their retention.